What's going on, guys? I got another video for you for the OneXplayer. Today we're going to be taking a look at Scarlet Nexus. Now, Scarlet Nexus is a game I pre-ordered, and probably going to be the next RPG I'm going to be messing around with. I'm already in progress of a lot of different RPGs, but I just wanted to show you guys, give you guys a quick startup of what to expect as far as performance and my opinion on what's the I guess a better optimization of quality and performance with this game. Alright, so first of all, what's going to happen is the same issue I explained to you, I showed you guys before. Let me turn off the light. Okay. So the same issue I explained to you guys before with some other games. It starts off in a very strange thing like that. All you have to do is press the desktop button, press it again, and then click on the thing, and it should work. Click on the game in the corner. Starts off like that with a lot of games. So, and that's because, well, I'm assuming it's because that this has a strange resolution, this device. So the way I have it optimized is optimized for turbo, so be sure to turn on the turbo, and this will start you off with the best settings, in my opinion, for this game. And I'll get into why once we get into gameplay. Let's go over the graphics. All right. Now, if you look here, I have the TXAA on. I have vertical sync on for now. I'm going to show you guys it off so we can see the full potential of the FPS that you can get in this game. Now, I have texture quality on high. I was messing around with these settings for a bit, and it didn't make a difference high or low. I was still getting the same performance, so I just left it on high. Shadow quality and post effects quality, either of them I push up to medium or high. It does lower the frame rate, and I'm just trying to get you guys to a smooth 60 FPS, and then you can work your way from there and modify it yourself just to start you off. I have it running with internal resolution at 1280 by 800, and that's because it doesn't go any lower than that. So 1280 by 800 is the lowest, and of course the highest is our resolution, which is 2560 by 1600. With the TXAA combination, it doesn't look like it's scaled down at all. It actually fits quite perfectly. But I'm gonna show you guys why I left it at that resolution. And as far as windowed mode, I don't know if you guys can see that because it's kind of bright. I have it full screen. It defaults to borderless windowed and gives you the illusion that this game is not going to run well, because it defaults to borderless window and 30 FPS frame rate. So I have it as not fixed because when we take off vsync, we're gonna see the highest FPS you can get in this game. So I'm just doing a new game just to because you guys haven't seen me run it yet, and we're gonna go from there. So remember, I'm setting you guys up to optimize it in turbo mode. So if you want to run this without turbo mode, which will save you a little bit more battery, then you can turn down some more settings.
No matter what.
But the beautiful thing about this device is when we're in turbo mode, it doesn't get hot, so you won't experience any thermal throttling or anything of that nature. The only downside is the battery life gets a little bit lower. So keep that in mind.
Cable will now be connected.
Alright, let's skip all the movie clips. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. We're just trying to get to gameplay. Alright, so first of all, the game will run smooth 60 FPS just like this with these settings. And if you look closely, there's no real much quality differential from the high resolution. It's still sharp and beautiful. Okay, so let's get to some gameplay real quick. Oh, what I wanted to do first, before we get into gameplay, I want to show you guys something, because I'm gonna get to a certain part in this game at the beginning, and I will show you guys what the issue I have with this game so far. Let's turn vsync off for a second. Right? Okay. So with vsync off, in this area, you see we get 85, 95. We can go as high as like 100 FPS almost, and depending on the area. So it's not like it's struggling to play it with these settings, you know. But I'm gonna show you guys where the FPS actually drops a little bit. Let's turn this back on to vsync on, because 60 FPS is a little bit more smoother when you're turning and stuff. So I actually prefer the vsync on in this game specifically. That doesn't affect every game. Let's get through the tutorial, and then I'll show you guys where we have problems. And hopefully you guys can see it clearly. Move this a little closer.
They should be able to handle any kind of other psychokinesis power.
Psychokinesis. He's being a psycho bastard. Alright, they just showing you how to play the game, how to lock on to people, how to use the psychokinesis. Okay. Okay, this will show you how to attack. So it's at the end of this tutorial, when we get to the city, the most taxing place, is when we'll really see what the performance is going to be like in terms of long-range places. But right now, as you can see, the performance is just fine. You're not going to have any issues running in 60 FPS. I think they want me to do something specific. Oh yeah, I should have read it.
There's a chance she would know something about her. I have to make it through this exam, no matter what.
Okay, switch targets with RB. Okay, there we go. We did it. Don't do that.
Let's keep this up.
All right, so far so good. Everything's looking like good gravy, bacon, eggs, and cheese. You know that's a terrible combination. Let's go down here.
The exam should be finishing up soon. The instructor always said the most dangerous thing is being careless at the end.
It says press B while maneuvering to dash. Oh, I guess I was supposed to dash past these guys.
Come on.
I'd rather use my psychokinesis.
Here we go. We did it.
Why run from an enemy? Why? Okay, they're showing you how to combine attacks with
Here we go.
all right. Okay. Combination attack. That's a nice combination. All right.
If I do everything I learned from my training, I should be able to win. I have to.
Oh, he was about to get hit with another truck. Random truck attack.
Mission successful.
So everything runs pretty fine, as you can see, guys. But what we're gonna do is go into the city now, which is the next part, and I'll show you guys where we have issues, and I'll show you guys why too, because I already can tell. Spoiler alert. Nah, I missed that. But yeah, for the most part, I believe you will have no issues. So let's skip this part. Okay, so now we're in the city. So this is where we'll have some problems. And I'm hoping that that's limited only to the city, but I haven't gotten far enough to notice if it does.
He kind of makes me feel nice.
So look, check this out.
Animal I had when I was a kid. When you
We're-
were a kid, has Baki been
Okay,
around
we're
that
looking
long?
at 40 FPS, right?
Hasn't he?
That's very strange because everything was 60 this whole time, right? So what's happening is, let's turn around. When we turn around, everything's fine at 60 again. So what could be the problem? So the problem is this game doesn't have a draw distance. So specifically in the city, in this area where there's a lot of people and stuff, it's drawing all of this stuff in the background, okay? And it doesn't have like what's the word? I forgot what they call it when these games have like where it'll draw less at far distances, or at least lower the quality of distant objects. I forgot what that's called, but it doesn't have the ability to do that. It'll probably get that in the future updates, but you know, it's not really made for a low spec system to play it. That's why when I look this way, it's still 60. When I look this way, it's still 60. Look this way, it's still 60. And then when I look this way, it drops down to 37, 38. And this is with turbo mode. Is this a problem? Not really. Because this seems to be only happening in a city where it's loading all these cars and buildings and all this kind of weird rendering in the background, airplanes and whatnot, right? So I'm not sure. It could be something that could be fixed with Intel Iris graphics update. If what I'm thinking is not the issue, because I mean, if what I'm thinking is the issue, it's probably something that could be optimized for this game with an update. And so turning this low and turning this high doesn't make a difference. I did test this when I was playing it by myself. Turning TXAA off completely does not make a difference. It's the same thing. Maybe turning the resolution down would make a difference, but you really don't want to go under 1280 by 800, which looks phenomenal, by the way. But even if they let you, you know, you don't really want to sacrifice that much quality. I mean, unless you were trying to get higher FPS without turbo mode. So let me show you guys. Let me turn off vsync, and we're gonna see how drastic the difference is between the directions that we're looking. So look, we're getting 85 FPS, 90 FPS in that direction. Same thing in this direction, all around. So that means it's not really struggling to run this game. And when you look over here, then it drops all the way down to 39 and 40. So that means definitely, well, in my opinion, I think that has to do with the draw distance. So it's rendering all of these unnecessary things at the far distance that you're not even going to be near. And so because of that, you know, see, even over here, we're getting 102 FPS, 104. And there's nothing really going on there. But when you turn in this direction towards the street, it keeps dropping. So it's not a game killer, obviously, because most of the game you're going to be able to run it at high enough speeds, and including the fighting area that we were just at, where it wasn't that much drawing, it wasn't that huge of a map. But it is worth noting that because of this problem, outside, this is like the city where you're talking to people and stuff, so it probably doesn't matter. But maybe it might matter if you, you know, I haven't gotten far in this game, so I don't know. But maybe it might matter if you go further into the game, and maybe there's a dungeon that's far and loading enemies all the way down there or something like that. That might be an issue for here. Other than that, the game is fully playable at really high speeds. But the only downside to having it at 100 FPS or something like that without VSync on is it doesn't really play as smooth, even though we're getting high frame rates. It's not as smooth as VSyncing it. VSyncing it makes it look smooth as butter. So other games when you unlock the frames per second, it can handle it, and it actually still looks smooth. In this game, it gets a little shaky. As you can see, I'm at 100 FPS, and it's still, I don't know if you can notice it from the video, but turning is still a little shaky, probably because it's sporadic frame rate. But when you put it on, when you put vsync on, it's like perfect. So this is the reason why I'm giving you guys this particular suggestion to start off with in terms of settings, because you know it's perfect like this. You won't have any issues at 60, but it'll dip down in this area in the city to about 40, 35, something like that. And look, this is not even an area we can go, and it's loading all that stuff in the background. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up what you can expect right out of the box from this game in turbo mode. And obviously you turn turbo mode off, maybe it'll make a difference. Let's see. Turbo mode off is still mostly at 60, so I guess turbo mode being on and off doesn't really matter. You'll still be able to play the parts that don't drop, as far as like stuff that's not loading in the background, at solid 60 FPS. But what probably happens is when you turn vsync off, you probably won't get 100 FPS or something like that when you're when you don't have turbo mode on. So it may not be necessary to play the game on turbo mode. That's just the way I was setting it up and optimizing it for. So it doesn't seem like there will be any not much benefit to it unless you're trying to play it on a 120 hertz screen or something like that, or you know, plugging into your TV. Then it'll make a difference because you can reach those high refresh rates. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is a great game. I can't wait to get into it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.